Hollywood Tales.
Hollywood Tales.
Hollywood Tales. What's up, guys?
What's up, boys?
What's going on? What's going on? I misspelled Sig Alert. That was on purpose.
It's from a guy named Sigmund something. He was like a news. He was like a weather guy or like a commentary guy on like Channel 4 News in the late 70s in LA, and he was the one that would do traffic alerts and weather alerts, and that's where Sig Alert comes from.
I remember that, but I thought it was because it was a cigarette smoke alert.
Nope. Sig Alert.
I spelled Sig Alert.
Sig Alert was short for Sigmund.
I had no idea. That's a great fun fact.
There you go. You're welcome.
Thanks for sharing.
Thanks,
What's up, everybody? It's 5 p.m. here in Los Angeles, 8 p.m. in Philly, 8 p.m. in Connecticut. With we got Adrian Alvarado, Eric Mills, and gosh, what is today? Today's September
Wednesday.
Thursday.
Thursday. Holy
Thursday,
shit.
September 17th. This is our episode 9 of Hollywood Tales.
That's right.
Thanks for watching and listening. If you are here live, and if you're not, thanks for watching and listening. Please subscribe, share.
You're not here, get here.
We just started this podcast. If you watch and listen to previous podcasts, you'll understand and see how this thing was created. So without beating a dead horse, it pretty much came out of a Zoom call that Eric and I had, and everyone was like, he's got a great voice. He should do a podcast. So
You could read out of a phone book.
I could listen to you do that voice like all day long. It cracks me up. Great voice.
You could totally work for Waze. You know, like
I know, right? I'm gonna put you on. You're gonna be my new Siri, bro.
Dude, make a fucking left.
That's. I told you left, not right.
Come on, bro.
Infidel.
Oh yes, yes.
They should do like vulgar ones.
That's actually a good voiceover. Like if somebody, I don't know if like who has a voiceover agent that books these gigs, but that's a great gig to be the new voice for Waze or.
That's awesome. Are you kidding?
Well, my kids keep changing it on me. Like whenever we get in the car, there's a new voice. So right now there's an Indian guy in my car.
All you gotta do is get in a taxi. It's all right.
No, it's seriously. It's like, who's doing this? It was
like being in a taxi.
It was the Swedish guy, Australian guy one time. It was like they keep changing it. I don't even know how to do it myself. So.
I want to hear a black woman, just a black woman going, "I said right, motherfucker." Damn, don't you understand what's left and right is, motherfucker? When I say right, I mean that means right.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm answering.
Get your C straight.
Questions about our show. You're good, man.
All right, well, we're on it. We're waiting for comments, baby.
All right,
comments
guys, listen.
live.
Questions, comments. Welcome to Hollywood Tales live episode.
We got 9. Guys. Everybody's on.
Adrian Alvarado, Eric Mills. My name's Ahmed Ahmed. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Today's guest is Naz Meknat, I think is how you say her name. I've never met her, but
I think so.
Follow her. Yeah, I've been following her on Instagram, and she's a celebrity stylist. We figured our show is called Hollywood Tales.
Could use her style.
I'm sure she's got a few. So we'll wait for her to log in and check in. How was your week, guys? What happened? Or not week. Our last episode was Tuesday with Dave Bolin. Let's recap that for a second.
2 days ago.
Yeah, I know.
Let's do a quick recap on that one because Dave Bolin is a 2-time Stanley Cup hockey player. He played for the Chicago Blackhawks, amongst other players, but he won the Stanley Cups while he was in Chicago, and he had some great stories twice.
The Rat.
Had some great stories. They call him the Rat. He's an old friend of mine.
The Rat.
Was nice enough to come on the show. We had some technical difficulties. So if you watch the episode,
Dave.
No, nobody's fault. We had if you're watching this episode and you want to go back and watch episode 8, we don't get into it until about 30 minutes in. So we're going to bring him back.
The teaser.
Yeah, he was amazing, man. He was very cool. And, it was a great show. And when you do live streaming stuff, shit happens.
You never
Shit
know.
happens
Right?
when you party naked, and it's gonna happen. And don't
That's
worry
what
about
we
it.
did.
Dude.
That's what we did.
That's what we do, man.
We
That's
partied.
what we do. We party naked, bro.
Okay, let's go. I'm ready. Let's go. Whee!
I'm straight shirt cocking right now. Nobody knows.
Are you guys?
I never heard
Sorry,
it.
mom.
Love you, mom.
Love you, mom.
I put
Love
that
you,
up.
Mom.
Eric shirt cocking.
Straight shirt cock. You can put that on the banner, dude.
I'm curious. So how was your? And we'll wait for Naz to come on. And
Oh,
I have
Naz.
a lot of questions for her, and I'm sure you guys do too. But I was going to ask you, Adrian. In the meantime, can you Facebook her and just say, "Hey, we're live. Are you ready to get on
She's
with us?"
I just saw her click on, so she seems
Oh,
almost
all right.
ready. So
Okay,
I
so
see
she's
her.
on. All right.
I see her, so we can just lead her in a little bit. So
All
she's
right.
ready to
So,
go.
all right, Naz, thank you for staying backstage with us. We're going to bring you on shortly. Let's
Oh,
just do a
cool.
real quick recap. Eric, last couple days, Adrian, last couple days. What's been happening with you in the news, with politics, with COVID, with the fires? I mean,
Well,
No fires over here.
no fires over here, bro.
It's
But
getting
aren't
cold.
you guys
It's like
getting the smoke?
It's
Is
like
the smoke
69.
drifting?
Well, the sun has changed a little bit.
Yeah.
It changed color, but I mean, it's so cold. Like it's already in the upper 60s, lower 70s. So it's kind of like clashing, and you don't really see the smoke. But
Yeah, it's cooling off dramatically. It's funny how on the East Coast when it gets cool, it gets cool like that, and all of a sudden it's like hot, and then one night you're like, holy shit, it's fucking.
it was summer last week, bro. It was summer
and then it's like, and then it kind of goes like that from then on. So it's been cooling off a lot here at least in Philly, just outside of Philly.
that sounds like my ex relationship.
cooling off a lot.
Cool.
Hope you feel at home. You're welcome. It's I don't know if I'm not smelling the smoke, but it's kind of a fun thought that, I don't know if it's a fun thought. It's a fucked up thought. I know LA is a nightmare right now with the smoke and the ash and all that shit, right? It's just bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm up in the Irvine Hills, so it's cleared up a little bit. But I was watching the news. They said some of the smoke's actually traveling to Europe, like overseas. Yeah, it's like that heavy, and the wind is blowing it to where
it's not uncommon because my native land, Puerto Rico, on the island, so the hurricanes are caused by the Sahara dust. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
really?
it comes.
Really?
Yeah.
My people are affecting your hurricanes?
It's all your fault, bro.
Oh my God.
No, seriously, no. You see the dust and it comes in and it's like red, and that's like sort of where the hurricanes develop because of the heat and then the cold, and then it just starts whipping up and down.
I never knew that.
I mean,
that's a great fun fact. I didn't know that.
It is. It's a fact. Yeah.
This show today is lousy with fun facts, bro. Saying.
Here's what I think we should do. I think we should get right into it. Let's bring on our guest. Should I play music, or do you want to, Adrian, or how are we doing that with technical stuff these days? Because I do have music that I could drop in. It would be nice to bring her onto some music, so it's not.
Yeah, you want to play something?
Yeah, let me play something. Just to give you a heads up, our next guest, Naz Meknat, I think Meknat.
Meknat?
I've never met her in person. We are Facebook friends.
Mescat.
Is it Mescat? I thought it was Meknat. Yeah. Anyway, she's a celebrity stylist. She is an upcoming author. She's strikingly beautiful, and she has a great journey to tell about how she immigrated from Iran to America and started her business. And it's also interesting because Iran's in the news a little bit. Well, they're always in the news, but more so lately because they just executed one of their top wrestlers. I don't know if you guys saw that in the news.
I did not see that.
Yeah, it was a big thing on Instagram and Facebook and just in the news in general. He was like a really revered wrestler, and they executed him. They hung him. So maybe she'll have some thoughts or opinions on that, but let me cue up some music and
You want to do that here soon, I think.
ladies and gentlemen, how about a hand for Naz Meknat, everybody? There she is. Hello.
Hi guys.
So lovely.
Hi.
What's up,
Thank
Tom?
you.
Not much. How are you guys?
Awesome. How are you? It's good to have you here.
Honored to have you. Thank you for making time
Fantastic.
for
Thank
us.
you for having me.
Yeah, pleasure.
Absolutely.
We were just talking about you a little bit. Now
I
we
heard
don't-
you couldn't pronounce my last name.
how do you?
You had
how
it
do
right.
you-
You had it right the first time. Meknat.
Meknat.
That's what I said.
Yes, you had it right.
Yeah, Meknat. I'm an honorary Iranian, just so you know. So
Great.
Taruf, Damagam, Taruf, Damagam.
That's what we are known for.
Can you tell Naz, Adrian, and Eric, and our fans that are watching what Taruf and Damagam means in
Well,
Farsi?
Taruf is, I don't know how to translate it, but it's just like when you insist on somebody, for example, eating, when you go to a Persian family, the mom always is like, eat more, even though you're like full, they really force you to eat more. It's like Taruf, or you sit down first. No, please you. No, you do. No, please you do. So it's just always like, trying to be polite. It's some form of politeness.
So
Persian culture.
Taruf isn't a word. It's a gesture.
Yes, exactly.
Taruf is almost like mange in Italian, because that's like they sit down, eat, keep eating.
Exactly. Please, you first. No, you first. No, you first.
Exactly.
And what about that? What about Damagam? Damagam.
Yeah, like gosh, how do I translate that one? Like cool, kind of. How you say like somebody? Yeah, cool. Exactly.
Right.
Chill.
Cool.
There's so many words that I can't translate into English because they make no sense.
Yeah, that's like in Arabic when you try to say a word, it's like a whole sentence. Like there's no
Exactly.
Like there's no, you can't say stand-up comedy in Arabic. You have to say like, there is a man, he's standing, he has a microphone, he tells a joke, and then the audience, they laugh. It's like, it's a whole paragraph.
It is. I totally get it. Yeah.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Well, how are you? How are you doing during this whole like pandemic and quarantine and fires and
oh my God, so
World
bad.
War Z? Yeah.
It's crazy because every day we wake up and we think it's overcast, but it's not really. It's smoke. It's crazy. It's been like this for, I want to say 2 weeks. They keep saying don't go out because the air quality is so bad. So trying to stay in as much as we can. It's really bad. And I heard you saying like what happens in Puerto Rico and the smoke is going to Europe. I didn't know it's getting to Europe, but I heard it's getting to Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
That's the way it goes. Yeah, jet stream.
Unreal, man.
It goes per the jet stream.
Yeah, it's crazy. Unfortunately, it's California for you.
There you go, man. Now you're getting. Oh my God, it's burning.
And you've lived in California for how long?
So when I moved to the States, I moved to Newport Beach. I lived there for 14 years. And my whole family lived there already. I was the last one who arrived. And but my work and everything was in LA. And I come from such a big city. It's like New York, Tehran is so crazy. I was just super bored in Newport Beach, in suburbans, and it's just very slow. So after 14 years, about 7 years ago, I moved to LA, and I've been here since.
So let me. Sorry, go ahead, Eric. No,
I was going to say, how old were you when you moved from Iran to Newport Beach?
Really? We're doing that?
Oh, sorry.
I don't care.
Sorry,
No. I'm totally giving you a hard time.
Okay.
You should.
I have a book that's coming out. It's gonna, tell my age and everything anyway. I was 23 when I got here to US.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
To the US.
Yes, to the US.
Gotcha.
So you spent your whole childhood and teenage years and early adult life in Tehran.
I finished high school. I stayed a few more years, and then I moved here.
So let's just back up because I want to timeline this. You grew up in Tehran. Is your big family?
Yeah, I have 2 sisters and a brother. There's 4 of us.
And was fashion like your jam all the time, or had you transcend into that?
Well, I was always a creative person. I'm the only creative one in my family. They're very academic, and I'm just like not. I was never a good student. I just loved, music and fashion and makeup and paintings and art. I was just a creative child. And well, obviously I'm a child of revolution. I didn't grow up before the revolution. So there was no fashion on the streets. There's no, dressing up, going out. It's always, you have to be covered. At homes, when there's parties and underground parties, you dress up and, put makeup on, but it's still not to the point that it is here.
So you're Muslim.
I am. I grew up Muslim. I don't really practice, but yes, I grew up.
Not tonight.
not any night.
So Naz, I have a question for you. What was the designer or like what was the moment, like the shoe or like the dress or show that you saw that made you say, you know what, wow, like that's what I'm gonna do,
So, right before I moved, I worked on a TV movie back home in Iran. And even though it's like if there was no wardrobe really, because we couldn't touch men and, men couldn't touch. So you are like men and women that have their own team. They're all women and they're all men. But it was just very interesting. I just fell in love with how movies are made and TV and all that stuff. So when I moved here, I really wanted to do makeup for movies. I thought that's what I wanted to do. I signed up for Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising because promised me.
I'm sorry. Do you mean FIDM?
Yes, FIDM. There you go. Good job. Yes. Downtown LA. And
I know it.
They for some reason the counselor told me, oh yeah, we definitely have a makeup program, and I signed up and they had no makeup program. It was all design and fashion. And so I took fashion, and that's how I started in this business.
So let me just back up because I have a quick question. You said you're a revolutionary.
I'm child of the revolution. Yeah.
I'm sorry, child of the revolution. So for the people that don't really know the history of that and Iran, when the revolution happened and the Shah was overthrown, is that right?
Correct.
And then,
1979.
1979, and a very large group of Iranians immigrated to the U.S.
Yeah, all over the world, to be honest. Most of them here.
But didn't you guys get a chunk of his money, is what I was kind of
Whose
told,
money?
or the Shah's money?
Not us. I don't know who got it. I have no idea who got it, not us.
No, because I always hear that from like Iranian people that I know. Oh, we left with the Shah's money. I don't know what that meant. If that was
I have no idea what that means.
Like, is that metaphorical?
I don't think he gave his money to anyone but his family.
He's like, hey, on your way out. Hey.
Exactly. No.
In the airport, making it rain. Boom, 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 boom. What's up? I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know who did, but if somebody said that, they're probably his family.
So your parents, the whole family, you guys come to the States. You land in Orange County.
Very gradually. My oldest sister moved first. She got married to a guy who was already living here. She moved, and then my brother moved. The situation back home was getting really bad with the war that we had with Iraq for 8 years. And he came, and then my other sister came, and my parents were going back and forth. And I decided to stay because of many reasons. And after a few years, I joined them.
And what do your parents do, or did they do? Were they in the fashion arts industry?
No, nobody really in my family is any creative industry. Nobody really.
Right? You were saying that they were all academics.
Yeah, all of them are. No, yeah, I'm the only one. I'm the black sheep of the family.
Nice.
I think everybody in this 4 square circle is the black sheep of the family.
We make a good team.
So let's fast forward. I've been tracking you on social media, and you dress a lot of very well-known people, and you're on the red carpet, and like people call you to like make them look pretty and great.
Yes.
How did you build that resume? Like what was your first gig?
So when I graduated, I worked with a very big actress at the time that I'd rather not say her name. And I worked with her for a while on the fashion side of things. She was coming out with her own fashion line. And I honestly got a little turned off by the whole Hollywood thing. So I just left. I couldn't do it. I didn't want to do it. I left and started working with people behind the scene, the producers, the directors, and, doctors and lawyers and just normal people. After I moved to LA, a friend of mine, she has a friend. She went to school with Sterling K. Brown, and he was nominated for his second Emmy, and he didn't have a stylist. So we were just celebrating his second nomination and just very casually asked, who's dressing you? And he said he doesn't have a stylist.
What, hold on. So you were like, oh, this guy won his second Emmy and he looks like shit?
Well, I looked at the pictures from like his first year, and he was just like, I'm like, oh, you did not wear that on the red carpet.
I mean, first Emmy, you can get away with that. Second Emmy, no.
It's on you. It's on
Get your
you.
shit together, bro. Come on.
Exactly. I'm like,
Right?
you need a stylist. And I didn't even mean me. I was just like, get somebody. And then he was just like, well, if you're a stylist, let's do it. That's how I got started in this Hollywood, kind of got back to the Hollywood scene again.
Yeah, but when you say like,
Nice.
like did somebody recommend you to him? Like, how did you?
He's a friend of a good friend of mine, and
okay.
I knew him. So we were just literally having a drink to celebrate his nominations, and he just came up. And then I dressed. Yes.
I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean to cut you off. My friend Corinne just asked if you can make me look pretty, but I did not. Come on.
Of course, I take on the job. I take on that job.
Vanity. Thank you.
Yeah, so
Thanks,
it was just like, dressed him, and he is friends with Brian Tyree Henry, who's another big actor, and he was also nominated for the show Atlanta, and I dressed him, and I just, then kind of like snowballed.
It seems like you love your job. I mean,
I do. I really enjoy it.
Like
what
it's
a cool
something.
job. It's gotta be awesomely cool, right?
It's a lot of work, but
sure.
it's rewarding. Yeah, I do like it.
So let me ask you this, because I had, for a very, very brief moment, I didn't have a style. Well, I had a stylist for a photo shoot.
Okay.
I was on a TV series for 3 years called Sullivan and Son, and I had a publicist. So I was trying to like parlay the whole Hollywood machine, right?
Right.
And then the publicist was like, "You need a photographer." I was like, "Great." The photographer's like, "I have a great fashion stylist." I'm like, "Great." So now like the bills just like stack
piling up.
Right, and I can't afford. Like I'm on a sitcom on cable. I'm making like $10,000 a week. So technically, I'm making half of that because of taxes and
right
commission and lawyer fees and all that. And then I decided to hire a publicist and
agent and a manager.
I'm making like less than $1,000 a week at this point. But anyway, but I had
That's how it
Eric.
works.
You're breaking my heart, bro.
Smallest violin in the world, singing "My Heart Bleeds for You."
Sorry.
Only 10,000 a week.
Sorry,
That's a Hollywood tale.
These are first world problems. Anyway. So, but I had a stylist that like actually, because sometimes you don't know, and I'll speak for men. Oftentimes, guys don't know how to put stuff on or wear certain colors and coordinate, and we think we get it, but we really don't.
That's why I got married.
Yeah. And I feel like a woman really knows, a woman or a gay guy basically can come in and be like, you need to do, boom. And then it's like,
not
oh my
all
God.
Women, though. Not all women.
Not all women. That's true.
I have a lot of women clients. Not all of them know. They're just, you either have it or you don't. It's pretty much, you have others, if you're a doctor and you're a mom of two, you have other priorities. You're not going to really care about what am I going to wear. You want to hire someone to do that for you to make your life a little easier. But with men, very, very small percentage I met that know exactly how to dress. Very small percentage. They're always wrong about their sizes. They always think they're bigger than what they are. It's a challenge.
No.
You said it, not me.
They do. Like we meet like on the phone, we do a consultation. I'm like, so send me your sizes, and extra large, 34 waist. And we go meet, I'm like, oh, no, you are not. You're like 32 waist and you are medium. So it's just, they don't know their sizes.
So let me ask you this really quick.
Yes.
Don't you guys go out and like buy clothes and then put them on your clients, and the ones that don't work you return? Like, how does that policy work? Do you have a deal with? Do you have a
Are we
deal with
talking Hollywood and celebrities or regular, normal, everyday people?
Well, both, because I know that because I've had a stylist before, and I know that they have like deals with certain stores where you'll technically or kind of officially buy something, and if it doesn't work out, you send it back.
So
How does that work?
For the actors I work with, they're known enough that I can actually what we call pool. So what that means is I go to showrooms, I go to designers, and I'm like, so-and-so has a movie premiere, and they would love to dress, that actor in their suits, in their clothes, in their brand. So it's all free. If you are a celebrity, everything is free, and they get to keep it. Yes.
Interesting. And so they get to keep it.
They get to keep it. I literally get boxes and boxes and boxes of clothing and shoes and underwear and you name it, just to be gifted to the celebrities.
Okay, you know my email, so I'll send you my address. I'm a size 11 shoe. I'm a 42 long coat.
Okay. You guys ever been to the Silver Spoon event? The Silver Spoon event. Anybody ever worked the Silver Spoon event?
What is that?
No, tell us.
No.
It used to be like a Hollywood party with like all like sponsors like Oakley or like whoever was giving out stuff, and they would invite all these celebrities, and they, as long as celebrities went and you allowed them to take a picture with your stuff, they got everything for free. It was like
free shit. Yeah.
You got free
I mean, that's the way it works, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, I mean, that's just like but it was called Silver Spoons or something. And my first few years in Hollywood, catering, I used to work those. Whoa,
funny.
Yeah,
they get a lot of stuff for free.
But I have a question for you, Naz. What's the first question you ask your clients, like new clients, like when they go, "Hey, I need your help"?
I usually ask them to give me an example of. First of all, I ask about their lifestyle. If it's just a normal person, what they do for work and what they do for fun, so I know how to dress them. And then, if they work at a law firm, obviously they have to wear suits and they have to be presentable, in a very different way than if you are a teacher. And the second is I always ask them, give me an example of who they like, who they admire, that has a great style, they think has a great style. So there's always a celebrity that somebody likes. So when they give me an example, for example, Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston, whoever, I know exactly what they like and what their style is. So that will be my first question.
You ever worked with a celebrity that you're just like, I'll never work with this person again?
No.
And who was it?
You don't have to say their name. No.
Well, I did tell you, actually. I did. When I started, my very first celebrity person that I worked with, she was a nightmare. That's why I left Hollywood. I'm like, I can't do this. If they're all like that, there's no way. But when I came back, I work with men mostly, and I've been lucky. They've all been amazing.
We're easy. We're easier.
They're easier. Men are easier.
They just say, Naz, what should I wear? You go here.
You know what? Men usually just don't challenge you, and they're more comfortable. They trust you. They're like, okay, if you think I look good, I trust you. Women always challenge you.
Yeah. If you're a hot chick and you're like, oh, you look good, trust me, we're not going to challenge you.
Yeah.
But here's I want to ask you this. You said you had a specific person that made you leave Hollywood. Yeah. Not made you leave, but it made you not want to. It made you discuss it by the industry because. And by the way, Adrian, can we throw her Instagram up on the lower?
I actually saw you guys had my Instagram wrong. It's not Style by Naz. It's just my name, Naz Meknat. It's not. Okay. Yeah.
That's a Taroof right there, bro.
That's a Taroof. Yeah.
That's a damn gam right there.
Yeah.
If you could throw that up, Adrian, when you have a chance. What I wanted to ask you,
sorry.
You don't have to disclose their name, but
yeah.
Was it a? Can I just ask you, like, can I just kind of scope it down to, was it an actress, a musician, singer, songwriter?
Actress, model slash actress, big actress at the time.
Copy that.
I know who it is.
You don't know who it is. Don't say that if you do.
I probably don't. Do you still talk to her? Are you guys friends?
No.
That's all right. Sometimes, you know,
It was just a
sometimes-
work relationship, and it just didn't work, you know. And you know what? It was so long ago. She got married. She had kids. I'm sure she's a different person now. But
Jessica
at the
Simpson?
time, no. Jessica was never a model.
Tyra Banks?
No. You won't. I don't think you would guess.
I will never guess, but I know Eric is loaded with questions. Eric, you're seething over here. Go
Well,
ahead.
I'm really digging this. This is great. I know that we have questions coming in. Like Corinne asked, "Who's the most fun person you've ever dressed?" But I know that you're not really into giving names out. But I'll ask you this, just like on the last question that you said: was it a singer? Was it an actress? Was it someone, you know, in the music industry? So who have you had the most fun with when you've come to styling people? Or does it not kind of, you know, translate that way? Like musicians, a lot of fun because they're like musicians, or
I don't like working with musicians. I've worked with a couple of DJs, but it just, oh, sorry. Are you a musician?
I'm not. No. I know musicians. I'm not a musician. I dabble badly, but I enjoy it.
It's just not my thing, just because, first of all, I love movies, and I just, you know, enjoy working with actors and actresses. Musicians have a different kind of style. It's very funky sometimes, you know, and for me, it was just not something I wanted to do. It's completely different. When the persona they have when they go on stage, it's completely different than who they are.
Sure.
And I'm just more comfortable with working with people and dressing them like actors and actresses and dressing them according to their personality. I don't want to work with two different personalities.
Sure. No, I get that. I see that a friend of mine, Alex, wrote, Ahmed, the floor. You want?
No, I just.
Oh,
I
you
have
different personalities. Gotcha. Yeah.
Multiple personality.
I'll put that up.
Oh,
Eric. I'll put that up, Eric. I'll put that up.
Okay. Yeah, Alex had mentioned, do you have to read body language and know how clients really feel, and you know what their choices are? Are they rigid about what you're trying to give them and things like that? I mean, do you ever find yourself kind of doing this? I mean, obviously you did in your first situation.
Yeah, good question.
Does that happen? Is that something that happens fairly often?
Sometimes, like when they've never had a stylist and it's like their first time.
Sure.
Sometimes they're very scared to try different things.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to convince them. I have to say, trust me, let's try it. You know, they look at it in a hanger and they're just scared. I'm like, let's just try it. And after a couple of times, like trying it, going out and seeing people are like complimenting them and they feel a little more comfortable. And the response they get is like positive. Then little by little, they just let go. But yes, sometimes I really do have to convince people to trust me. You know, this is the way.
It's funny how you said that people like would tell you their sizes. And
we want to talk about your book, and you're writing a book about your journey from Iran to America, from, you know, fashion stylist to, you also have a podcast that you just started called Cocktails with Marty and Naz.
Yes. It's not really a podcast. It's IGTV. We just record it and we put it on Instagram, and you know, so people can go, and we put it on YouTube as well. I'm writing a book. It's about my journey coming from Iran to here. It's a crazy story because people always see the fun part of my life, you know, styling the celebrities and going to all these parties and doing all these fun things. And I just got a huge reaction from even my own friends that when they find out a little bit about my past, they're very surprised. And they don't really think I came from such a crazy background. So I was asked so many times to write a book. So I started writing a book about a year ago. And it involves domestic violence in Iran. It involves me leaving the country overnight and going to Turkey because we don't have an American embassy back home, and I needed to get to my family, and I got stuck in Istanbul for 6 months. And everything that happened there. So it's a journey that how everything happened and how I got here and all the events that happened in between.
Wow. Well, that sounds compelling. Thanks for sharing.
Naz, I know
Eric's,
that. I know that
not to compare, but Eric has a friend who wrote he was the author of the book or the star of the movie. Which one was he?
So Naz, a dear.
Midnight Express.
Can you hear me, Ahmed? Ahmed, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Sorry,
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Eric, can you hear me? What happened?
I hear you, Ahmed, but you don't hear me. But it's all good. I'm not
No,
talking to you, man.
there was a book.
Hold on.
Let me.
Hold on.
Something happened here. Can you guys all hear me?
We hear you, no problem. You don't hear me.
Oh, it's the dog's fault. It's the dog's fault. There
Give
he
me
is.
1 second. I'm gonna log back in.
What Ahmed is referring to is a very close and dear friend of my family's is a guy named Billy Hayes who wrote a book called Midnight Express.
Okay.
And they've made a film about it. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's a wonderful film.
I haven't, but I will.
You should. It's an amazing film. You should read the book. He wrote the book, and then Oliver Stone wrote the screenplay, and he won the Oscar.
Oh, wow.
And Alan Parker directed the film. I think it came out in 77 or 78. And Billy was caught at the airport in Istanbul.
Oh wow!
With a bunch of hash on him, and he went to Turkish prison, and he served 5 years in a Turkish prison. And I want to say 2 weeks before his release, he went back to court, and they gave him life, and he escaped.
Ooh.
Not to ruin the movie or ruin the book, but it's only been out for 40 fucking years.
This is crazy because
you've never seen the movie?
I've never seen the movie, but I will.
It's a really good film, Naz.
It's really good.
It's brutal.
I'm going to give you a little
beautifully
bit
shot.
of what happened to me when I was leaving Istanbul in the airport. I was traveling with a guy that I've just met, and they stopped us, and I had no idea what was happening. He had some hash on him, and I just met this guy at my hotel, and we happened to go to the same place. It's crazy. But I guess, I mean,
that's insanity. That's crazy. Yeah. I can't imagine that. You should see the film. It's a great film. It's a great book. You should read the book. And Billy is actually going to be a guest on our show. So to make a long story short, and not to make this about him, but because of his experience there, he was a wanted man in Turkey for a long time, and they finally kind of sussed it out, and he went back after years. And mended fences with them and is on good relations with them. And he did another film, Return to Midnight Express, and he has a book coming out. So once his book is out, which should be in the next 3 or 4 weeks, and he can plug it, he's going to be on the show. So if you can watch, it'd be great. And I'm sure you'll really dig it. And that's a crazy story, man. I can't.
Well, I don't have like those connections, Oliver Stone and all that, but I actually do. Somebody wrote a script, and the first draft is ready.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very, very cool.
Yeah.
I noticed. I was watching. I was watching Marty and Naz have cocktails, and I saw that.
It wasn't a cocktail. It was a rosé.
It was like a wine. It was like rosé. I don't know if that's a cocktail.
We got so many comments about that.
I thought it was very cool. Your friend Marty seems
good or
cool.
bad?
Bad. They're like, "Where's the cocktails? We never saw even one cocktail." What happened?
Man, a glass of wine is a cocktail, sort of.
No, I'm like tomato, same thing.
Yeah, right. And you had mentioned that you were an advocate for domestic violence and for women's rights, and I was just going to say, if there's an organization that you work with or whoever, by all means, let us know. We'll put it up and try to.
I'm not working with any organizations right now. I'm just getting the word out. Again, this is like something about my past that I've never spoken about. So with the book and the script and all that, little by little, we are just putting it out there.
Sure.
Hopefully soon. Yes. Hopefully soon.
Awesome. Very cool.
Awesome.
It's called 7,000 Miles to Freedom.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's a great title. Great title.
It is.
Very
It is.
cool.
I mean, I was like thinking about what the distance is between Iran and the U.S. and it's a little more than 7,000. But I didn't want to say 7,200 and 7,000 will do.
Yeah, but that's so wordy.
Right.
Like we just gotta go with 7,000.
Yeah,
Don't
what
get
was,
too technical.
good call.
over here.
Good call.
Yeah, like 12 years a slave.
Yes.
It could be called 12 years, 200 days, 1,000 minutes.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm like, we
12
can't.
years a slave.
Got to shorten it.
What did somebody inspire you to write your book, or was it your own sort of passion project?
Couple of things. It was the start of Me Too movement when all the women started coming out and talking about their experiences. I was really inspired because I'm so private and I never wanted to talk about what I've gone through. So that was one of the reasons. And the second, my good friend Marty, who I do cocktails with Marty and Naz, she knew a little bit of my story, and then she's a filmmaker, and she kept just pushing me and pushing me and pushing me to write about it. And
Good for her.
yeah, so I decided to do it.
Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's amazing. That you did that. That's very, very, very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Thank you.
It's a
I can't wait to read it. I'm really excited to read it.
I'm looking for an agent. If you guys know any book agents, I'm ready to work with an agent.
I will.
I
They're like
might know somebody. I don't know.
book agents are like rock stars. It's so hard to get one.
I know. That's true. It's insane how hard it is.
We lost Ahmed. He'll be back momentarily.
Ahmed, where'd you go? Somebody said.
Ahmed's like a butterfly. He's like,
He's disappearing. What is he
Ahmed's
doing?
like ninja. He shows up when he wants to.
he's like, I'm here.
He goes, takes a step, comes back.
I have questions to ask.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, that's so awesome. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Yes. So Naz, do you hate being compared to Naz?
Not really, no, because everybody's just like, like the rapper. I'm like, with me. It actually makes it easier.
Do you ever get confused for Naz? Because you guys look alike.
We're just like literally like the same person.
It's like It's like
we were on a plane together once. I'm like, Naz and Naz, that's so cool. We're here.
I have some great Iranian friends in Studio City, Sherman Oaks, that when I lived out in LA, that are still out there, and they were always great people and always hospitable, and went to an Iranian Spanish wedding, and it's just always fun and just it was an Iranian Spanish wedding. It was amazing.
By the way,
that sounds very cool.
By the way, it's called Iranian, not Iranian.
I'm from Jersey, bro. I got the IROC Z over here.
Naz, do you know Sean Toob?
I apologize if I mispronounced.
I don't know him personally, but I know who he is.
He's one of my dear friends. We worked on several movies together. He was also, we were both in the first Iron Man movie.
Amazing.
So he played the scientist Jensen, and I played terrorist number 4. But we worked on like The Bold and the Beautiful soap opera years ago. We worked on a couple B movies, but he's in this new series called Tehran.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see it.
He's one of the stars of it, yeah?
Yeah. There are a lot of Persian actors on that series. So
we just had so Sean Toob, if you don't know who he is, he was in the first Iron Man movie. He's a brilliant actor. He's in the new Apple TV series called Tehran. He's a good friend of mine. We're going to bring him on sometime, I hope, Adrian and Eric.
I know we talked about having him on, right? We talked about having him on early.
Yeah, I want to save him because he, like, right now is a perfect time to bring him on. But we also had 2 episodes ago, Dom Raines. Do you know Dom Raines? Dominic?
I don't.
Raines? He's on Chicago Med.
Which one is he?
Do you have a picture of him, Adrian? He's so handsome. He's so handsome.
He's devastatingly handsome.
He's ridiculously good looking.
I probably know his
strikingly.
Face, just not the name.
If I was gay, I would ask him out on a date.
He's the coolest. I love that guy.
So what about him?
You don't gotta be gay. You don't gotta be gay to hang out with them.
We'll bring a picture up of him in a second, but He's one of my dear friends and brothers, and we had him on the show. After we had him on the show, there was a tragic death execution that happened to a wrestler in Iran.
Yes,
And you know about that, I'm assuming, yeah?
of course, yeah.
Do you have any opinions on that? I'm just curious.
I
Being an
mean,
Iranian American.
what can I say? This government is evil. That's all I have to say. I mean, probably after this book comes out, I can't go back, and I've never been back since I moved here because it was so hard for me to come here. It wasn't an easy, get a visa and come here. I just went through so much, and I just never wanted to go back, especially because my whole family is here. But this government is just pure evil. I mean, he's just one of many. He's just one of many. I hear so many women are being killed just because they go for a protest, or, just the most basic things that people take for granted in here or any other country.
And he was executed. I'm
yeah,
just curious. Like, do you have a picture of that guy, Adrian? He's
I'm working it out.
We'll come back. We'll come back to Dom Raines, but when you get a chance, maybe after Dom, if you could pull up a picture of this wrestler. He was like a super.
What's his name again?
Naz would know.
Yeah, I would.
If you just
Google, I'll look it up.
Google Iranian wrestler hung or executed. He's all over the news.
Naveed Afkari.
Naveed
Afkari.
Want to hear something ironic? If they ever make a movie or a TV movie about him, Dom Raines looks like him and can probably play him.
He does, kinda.
Wait, that's the wrestler.
That's the wrestler.
That's Naveed.
But if Adrian could pull up a picture of both of them, you'll see they technically kind of look alike.
That's fucking tragic, man. That's awful.
Yeah, they're like every month we just hear somebody young, has
evil governments going around these days. Unfortunately,
we've been dealing with it for over 40 years, so it's tiring. It's really, really tiring.
I'm sure it is.
I can imagine.
It's fucking terrible.
And
terrible.
We are here, but for people who are stuck back home in Iran, it's just.
Corinne Baker. I've seen a couple documentaries about Iranian fashion and the women supporting each other. Amazing heart.
Oh, that's sweet.
Any questions out there? Anybody watching live that want to ask Naz?
So I have a question. I have a question. So David Rose.
I'm multitasking here. I'm looking up for pictures and then okay.
Sorry, Adrian. Sorry.
My uncle David wrote, in a double-breasted man's suit, an adjustment is always almost necessary, but hardly ever done. What is the adjustment?
I don't understand what he means by adjustment.
The double-breasted
of what?
An adjustment is almost always necessary, but hardly ever done. What is the adjustment? I don't know.
First of all, double-breasted.
I don't wear double-breasted suits, so I can't say.
No, they're actually back in fashion.
Oh,
there are a lot.
Sorry to hear that.
There are a lot of amazing.
So I'm excited. No offense. I just.
They're back in fashion. Yes, and I don't know what
Uncle David is referring to.
Yeah,
Uncle David.
It doesn't mean like the buttons because it can be a little too snug.
Uncle David, hit us with more info, buddy. We need more info.
Yeah, be a little more clear.
Come on, David. Come on, Uncle David.
Yeah, double-breasted actually is back in fashion, and done right, it's actually very sleek, very chic.
It's a good-looking suit. I mean,
it is.
It really is. I was kidding about that. It's a good-looking suit. Looked great back in the. I mean, we looked awesome back in the day. We thought. I
know fashion was great.
You just texted button. It is a button adjustment.
If it's a little snug and it's pulling, definitely, because you mostly wear the double-breasted jacket button-up. Just like a single-breasted jacket, you can leave it open. With double-breasted, you have to button it. So
kind of have it.
Right. If it's snug, you can easily move the button.
Copy that. Okay, there you go, Dave. Thank you. Thank you, Uncle David. I love you.
Good question.
By the way, my sister Amira I saw her commenting earlier. Amira Ahmed. She we'll get her information up there on the lower thirds. She is Exo Amira on Instagram. She has a body scrub that she makes called Sugar Dynamite.
Ooh, fun.
SugarDynamite.com or
She
at
makes
Sugar
that?
Dynamite. Bro, she makes it in her house. I walked into her house one day. It looked like it was Breaking Bad. No, she
has
had
a
the
lab.
lab gloves, full blown. I was like, "What are you doing?" She goes, "Get out," And so I
Good
have
for her.
I have 4 sisters, and this one, her name's Amira. She's a boss bitch, man. She creates her own body scrub. It's I'll give you her pitch. It's a sugar-based body scrub. It's no GMOs, all organic. I import my shea butter from South Africa. I get the sugar from Mexico. I make it in my home. It's made with love. When you take a shower and you put it on you, it's like somebody gave you a hug. And so
Tell people where they can buy it.
Yes.
Adrian, I know I threw a lot of stuff at you with Dom and the wrestler and the Iran thing, but when you get a chance, my sister Amira, she commented something earlier. She has a body scrub. Actually, you know what, Naz, I'm gonna ask her to send you some samples.
I would love that.
So you guys can connect on Instagram. She's
Yes, and I will post it so people will go buy it.
men can use it. It's sugardynamite.com or I'm sorry, Instagram is at sugardynamite. I went on Heidi and Frank KLOS like a year ago and was talking about this comedy tour I was doing, and Heidi was like, "What's up with your sister Amira? How's her body scrub going?" And I was like, "Funny you should ask." And I pulled out a whole thing. So
Good for her. Did
sold
you just start this?
she sold like $2,000 that day.
Oh wow!
That's very cool. I love Amira. Amira is awesome. Love Amira.
She loves you too, man. My sister
Love
is like
her.
Actually, Naz, you guys, you're in Los Angeles, yeah?
Yes.
You guys should
West
connect.
Hollywood.
Yeah,
For
you guys.
sure.
She's in Toluca Lake. My sister is like rock star, entrepreneur,
She's so cool.
beautiful, cool, funny.
So cool. I love her.
Would
She's
love
awesome.
to meet her.
Yeah,
My
she's
friends
rad.
call me and they're like, "What's your sister doing?"
Dude, what's your sister doing, bro?
She's that
was
cool.
weird.
She's
Like,
that
no,
cool.
we just want to hang out with her. I'm like, "Well, what about me?" They're like, "No, we know you."
Just her.
Yeah.
Nice to
There
have
it
a cool
is.
sister like that.
Oh, actually, it's Sugar Dynamite with a Y. Sugar Dynamite.
I looked it up. It came out with an I. Okay.
Was it? It said you
Let's
should.
do it.
That might be it.
Is that how you looked up my Instagram username too?
I know, Well, there's a few versions that came up for you, actually.
Right. It used to be Style by Naz, but I just changed it to my name because with the book and everything else that's going on, I'm like, it's better just be my name
Okay.
Yeah.
instead of just Style. So yeah.
So, is there anything you want to, any closing statements? Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to talk about? Anything, guys, you want to ask Naz?
Any questions?
Well, no, yeah. I mean,
I have a last
question.
I have my last 3 questions. I'll wait till the end, but you guys go first.
yeah, well, I mean, okay, you put us on the spot like that. Okay.
That's kind of fucked up, bro.
He likes to do that. He likes to do
Every
that.
show, it's like, you got to be ready for it, man. You got to be ready for it.
Like we didn't rehearse this.
Well, I mean, I gave all my 4 in the beginning. It's like, okay, I asked her about Naz being compared to Naz. Okay, obviously you speak Farsi in her book. Do you know Geeta Sarafan?
I don't. Who is she?
Right. She's big time real estate person down in the Sherman Oaks.
Los Angeles has the biggest population of Iranians outside of Iran.
Yeah.
There's so many. Yes, they do. There's so many Iranians, and people always ask me, "Do you know so and so?" I'm like, "No, but do you know how many Iranians live here? We don't all know each other."
That's like when I moved to LA and I told people, like, yeah, I where'd you come from? I came from New York. They're like, "Hey, do you know Vinny?" I'm like, "No, I don't fucking. Are you kidding me?"
I know Vinny, but Vinny from 3rd
I know
Street?
Vinny.
No, Vinny from 8th Street.
No, I don't know you.
The one with the pizza shop.
The one,
I know that Vinny.
Oh, I know that Vinny.
Oh, that guy.
He's my cousin, actually.
His pizza sucks.
Hey, don't talk about my cousin's pizza.
Not the same Vinny.
Naz.
You're fabulous. I just want to say you're fabulous.
Yeah, you're all.
Yes, Naz, you are lovely. Thank you for
Thank
being
you
on the
so
show.
much. Oh my gosh, thanks for having me.
I have 4 questions for you.
All right.
4, only 4.
Well, one is.
Hopefully,
one
I will
is-
have answers.
Well, one is a Hollywood tale, so that doesn't count.
Okay.
So that's a question that our podcast is about. We're going to ask you to end the interview with your best Hollywood tale. So I'll ask that after my 3 questions. Question number 1: ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup.
Interesting. I would have thought mustard.
Oh.
She's a ketchup girl, bro. Come on, man. I can see it from here.
What are you, fucking Jimmy Fallon over
I'm
here?
fucking ketchup, dude. I'm just saying.
Do you know that, Naz? That Jimmy Fallon has this weird, worthless talent that he can look at a stranger and know if they like ketchup or mustard.
Seriously.
Swear to God, I just found that
Man
out.
of many talents.
I heard it on Howard Stern the other day, and it wasn't like a joke. They were like, he really knows how to. He has a weird thing of people's taste buds like ketchup or mustard. So I always ask people.
I don't use any of them much, but
He could have been on David.
in Iran, we like eat everything with ketchup.
Okay,
everything.
Copy
Even
that.
pasta.
He could have been on He could have been on Letterman. You know, stupid human tricks.
Right.
Ketchup.
What's your favorite music genre?
I love deep house and like lounge music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you single?
I am.
Perfect. Last question. Oh, and why are you single, by the way? You're a lovely gal. You have.
I live in LA. Why do you think?
Is there a guy in LA?
And I live in
Dude.
West Hollywood.
I know, but are
this
you on
is
the
an
dating
episode
apps? Do you date?
No, I'm not an app
Iranians?
person. I'm a little more of old-fashioned. I don't like to go on dating apps. I tried it, so I don't want to be a liar. People probably like if they've seen me. I used Raya for a while. I don't know if you guys know Raya.
That's the celebrity app, right?
You got to be in the industry, like creative industry. And I just hated it. I don't like that. So I got off of it. And when you live in LA, I mean, everybody, nobody wants to settle down.
No, I know. I've been here 30 years, but I'm just curious, like even during COVID, like how do you meet guys? How does that work for you?
You don't.
You don't, right? Like,
you don't. I mean, unless you're on dating app, you don't know.
But prior to
COVID,
yeah, like what, the gym, Whole Foods, you're walking, like how do you meet them?
I don't have a very approachable face when I'm in public, to be honest.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I don't have a very approachable face when I'm in public.
Who says that?
You said you.
I do.
Is that like resting? You have like resting? Are you trying to say you have like resting bitch face?
Do not say anything.
I was trying, yes.
Do not say hi. Do not pass go.
I'm happy to help.
People are afraid to approach me because I'm just not, looking around and smiling, and it's just, it comes with the culture.
You have like that. Stay the fuck away from me.
Yeah, and I'm very old fashioned, so I don't know. It is what it is.
So what does that mean? So when you say old fashioned, so what does
I like to be pursued. I like to be.
You like a gentleman to come to you like that.
Exactly. We just did our 3rd video for Instagram, and it was about dating in LA, and that was one of the questions. My ex-boyfriend, we dated for 6 years, and he was actually Lebanese, but this dude pursued me for months, and I kept saying, no, I'm not interested. 3-4 months went by, and he was not giving up, and we ended up dating for 6 years. But you don't find gentlemen who just are patient enough or really go after what they want. They're like,
wow,
there's so many fish in the sea.
I would say Lebanese are patient. I think they're more aggressive. But
They're very You're right.
You see what my girl Lori Russell, she doesn't need a man. She's a bomb independent woman. Boom.
You know what? I love that. That's true. And
Lori's got it. Lori knows.
I don't care. I don't care much, to be honest. I mean, if it happens, great. If not, I have so much going on that priorities, book, TV.
I love it.
Good on you.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're cruising up on an hour here. We don't want to take up too much more of your time, but we're trying to keep these podcasts right around an hour. But we want to ask you what your best Hollywood or favorite Hollywood tale is. And you don't have to name names.
So you want me to tell you a story?
It could be a party. It could be a meeting with a celebrity. It could be anywhere, anything.
Living here, you run in, to so many people. But a funny story is this past Golden Globes. So usually I get my clients ready. We go home and like my friends and I, we watch the ceremony at the same time we get ready and we go to after parties. And this past Golden Globe, we went to Netflix party and our table was right by the dance floor. So we were sitting there and a few people come to the dance floor dancing and we're just drinking our drinks. We're too cool to dance. We're just watching. And there comes this petite little lady that's dressed like a little boy with no shoes and dancing like a crazy person on the dance floor. And he kept telling us, come dance with me. And we're looking at her like, who is this? We're like, no. Anyhow, 10 minutes go by. She does not give up. She keeps asking us to come. He keeps doing this, come dance. And we look at each other, my friend and I, going, she looks like Amy Poehler, but she's not Amy Poehler. She's just like some random person. Somebody let her in the party. Long story short, we gave her like side eye and we didn't really like pay attention to her. Next day, all these pictures on Just Jared and all these like other media come out. Who goes to what party? It's like Catherine Zeta-Jones is here, Michael Douglas is here, Kit Harington is there. And you're just second guessing if they're really these people. So I'm like, you know, what Kit Harington is going to do at Netflix party. Next day, the pictures come out and it's Amy Poehler. And we are just like kicking ourselves. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe you were so rude to Amy Poehler.
I love Amy Poehler.
I know, we do too, but we literally did not think that's Amy Poehler. Keep asking us to come and dance. So we totally ignored her. And we were just like, what? Who is this person? Turns out it was Amy Poehler.
Would you like to say something to Amy Poehler now, just in case she happens to come upon this?
I want to say I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry too, Amy. I'm sorry.
She's so cool to just dance barefoot and tell us to come and dance with her. I'm like, there's no way that's Amy Poehler.
I
apologize.
She's amazing. Yeah, she's awesome. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. She's very cool. And
That
I've
was
heard
nice.
nothing but amazingly cool stories about her in the industry. She's very cool.
Oh, well, we messed up. we missed our
time.
chance.
Hollywood tales.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah, it happens. Next year,
Next year.
hopefully.
Well, I think we should, if we can throw up Naz's Instagram one more time, brother, Adrian, and any last closing statements, Naz? And
Nothing. Thank you so much for having me
very
on.
grateful.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing.
Darling, you're awesome. Thank you for being on the show. It was
Thank
Will
you
you-
for having
absolute
me.
pleasure having you here. You just
Of
love it.
course.
Will you please come back on when your book drops?
Would
and
love
you have
to.
more stuff
Yeah,
to talk
that'd
about,
be
please?
amazing.
Yes, would
Awesome.
love to. Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
Ciao,
you guys.
ciao,
Ciao, ciao. Thank you guys.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Take care.
Thank you.
How about
Bye.
a hand for Naz, everybody? Wasn't she great?
She is a doll, man. I love her.
Beautiful.
She's so
What a
cool.
class act, huh?
Very, very, very cool, bro. Very
Very
cool.
beautiful.
Yes.
Very
Play
beautiful.
this music for her.
If I wasn't gay and married, I'd be asking her for a date.
Yo, that was a fun podcast. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Eric. Thank
Word.
you, Montana Mills says you guys rock. You rock too.
Montana Mills is my brother. That's my
I met him.
brother.
I
He's
met
my
him.
actual brother. I know you met him.
Yeah, I met him at the whatever thing we were doing. Guys, this has been episode 9 of Hollywood Tales podcast with Eric Mills, Adrian Alvarado, myself, Ahmed Ahmed, live from Los Angeles. Eric, where are you at?
Word.
I'm outside of Philly, brother. I'm in Devon, Pennsylvania.
And Adrian?
I'm in outside of New York City, Connecticut.
It's about 6:05 p.m. here on the West Coast, 9:06 p.m. on the East Coast.
Correct.
Unless you guys have any comments, closing statements,
Let's
questions.
see if we have a last comment here. Okay. We got Brian O'Neill, little A.
Hey!
What's
What's
up,
up,
bro?
boss?
The big B in the house checking in.
That was a
Boss.
fun app. That was a really fun app, guys.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. She was awesome, and it was great having her. Thanks, man. Good guest.
She's
Good job.
such a just awesome, well-spoken, articulate, beautiful, classy.
Very cool.
hardworking, has a great backstory. Look out for her book.
I want to read her book. I
7,000
really want to read a book.
7,000 Miles to Freedom. Her name is Naz Meknat.
Meknat.
Meknat. And, she's lovely. Check her out on Instagram. Check her out on Facebook. She's our new friend here on the Hollywood Tales podcast. Once again, episode 9.
When are we doing the next one? Next Wednesday, right? With your boy?
Next Tuesday, guys. Next Tuesday, Corinne Baker. Ahmed, tell me about Jimmy Delia Valle. What is it?
Della Valle.
Della Valle. Della Valle. Della
Valle.
Do I know him? Do I know him? I don't know. Do I know you?
I don't know. Corinne, what's up with that?
Hey, what are you talking about over here?
Where did you see that?
I don't know. The hoof. It was the hoof.
Yeah.
The hoof.
The hoof. We have. Stay tuned because we're getting some awesome guests that are coming on next Tuesday, the 27th of September. Jason Leong, who just dropped his brand new comedy special on Netflix called #Blessed. He's a big superstar in the comedy world in Asia. He'll be joining us from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia at 8 a.m. his time. He's going to get up early to join us live. And then Omid Jalili coming up after that, Sean Tube. Eric, you have some guests, and Adrian. We all have a lot of cool celebrity artists and guests and personalities that are going to come on this show. So
plenty to come.
This is Hollywood Tales. Thanks for signing up. Subscribe, share, and enjoy. God bless you all.